What's up, everybody? So, some interesting news came out on the Marvel movie front that I think will bode well for the franchise and for the property going forward. Basically, and it's something that the head of Disney, Bob Iger, alluded to not too long ago, and Kevin Feige also talked a little bit about it, but that it's kind of, this is only a report, I saw this on Deadline, that the TV shows are going forward. I think they have a Vision TV show coming out really soon. After that, the TV shows will no longer feature any of the characters that are involved in the movies. So they're basically separating the worlds, which I think hopefully they will do it. This is something that I think was a real benefit back in the day when Marvel didn't have the rights to every single one of their characters, specifically when Netflix did the Daredevil series, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. And they would just allude to things that happened in the movies because for contractual reasons, they couldn't get too specific. So, for example, the events that happened in the first Avengers movies was just known as the event, you know? But it was way more grounded. It was grittier. It was like street level storylines, so that way it was just kind of supplementary. It wasn't required viewing as so much of it has become. And again, it's something that I've mentioned in previous videos where Marvel now has become like homework. It's not like something that you've enjoyed and then you just look forward to the next thing. Once the next movie comes out, you're like, oh, wait, before I watch it, I have to watch these three other shows, and so the enjoyment of it has really, really diminished. Also, the whole idea is that, at least the way I like to think of it, is anything like Marvel or DC or Star Wars or Star Trek, I like to think of them as like big parties that everyone is invited to. Whether you come or you don't come, there's still going to be a party. The people there are going to have a good time. Now it seems more like this exclusive club. Like if you don't know, then don't even bother. You have to know to appreciate and understand what is happening with this storyline and these characters. And so that exclusivity aspect of it, I think, has really been the downside of Marvel. And I think they just got maybe a little bit too big for their britches where it's like, look, everything we do turns to gold, so just do everything. Instead of being hyper focused like they were with the Infinity Saga and tell the best stories that they possibly can. Because even if you go back and watch all 23 films, from the first Iron Man to Endgame, if you watch all of those movies, like some are obviously better than others, and some people are going to like some better than others. But one of the things that, wasn't so pronounced, it was only kind of a little bit, was that, hey, if I just wanted to watch the Thor movies, I can watch the Thor movies and not feel like I'm missing out on something. If you watch the other ones, then you'll understand maybe a little bit more, or you'll enjoy it a little bit more, but it's not as if it's required viewing. And now everything has basically become required viewing, and there's like some big ramifications in some instances that, they don't have time to address. Like for example, in Moon Knight, they're talking about like the Greek gods and, the Egyptian gods and their impact on the world and the universe. Well, it's no longer a small story anymore because now something like that could affect an Avengers movie. And if it's never addressed, then it's like, okay, why am I watching Moon Knight then? You know? So I think things got way too convoluted. People, I think, maybe thought their thing was more important than the overall vision. Or really, my suspicion is that after Endgame, there wasn't really a big vision like what was created with the Infinity Saga. There were, I think, again, they thought everything that they were going to do was going to turn to gold so they can just do whatever and people would, flock to go see it. not thinking, not keeping in mind that, you know what, maybe people have different tastes and maybe other things will pop up that they would rather do and watch instead of whatever big event film that Marvel was going to release. Anyways, I think this is good news. I hope it's true. I'm going to believe that it's true until I have evidence that it's not, just because I want it to be true so badly. But anyways, what about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.